Welcome to Unfiltered Money Conversations with myself, RoseEllah Nyawira, founder and CEO of Vasili Africa, and
Mama Bima Kenya, risk specialist and founding partner at Plessis Insurance Agency.
So Mama Bima, tell me, the cost of living has gone up, and it will keep going up given that we have the new finance bill that is coming up. What do you think?
So even before we get into that, I want to take note of like 5 key provisions in this finance bill 2023 by the way that that have left me really jittery.
Yeah.
Provision number 1, the 3% housing levy.
Oh my.
Number 2, the 16% VAT on insurance compensation.
We shall talk about that.
Yeah. Number 3, the 35% payee tax rate for employees earning over 500,000. Number 4, the increase in VAT on petroleum goods from 8% to 16%. And lastly, the mandatory NHIF contributions, 2.75% of gross monthly salary. And honestly, Nyawira, we are in trouble.
Are we not?
We are. And tell me, like, how can we adjust to this new way of life?
I mean, the first thing is we have to realize that this is not going away. Inflation has gone up.
Yes.
And it will keep going up. There is no way it's going to go away. I mean, sugar was 200 shillings in the last 2 months. Now it's 400 and something shillings for 2 kgs.
That is so scary.
Exactly.
The other day I went to the supermarket and realized that the Dettol soap that I usually buy, where we buy 375 grams bars, they are now at 800 bob from 400 shillings.
That's double. And there's no way that it's going to go down. I mean, once the price of something goes up, it's very hard for it to come down.
True.
So the question is, as a household, how do you adjust to that kind of inflation? How do you adjust to that kind of living? Yeah. I mean, you have to first look at the debts or your budget as a household. Yeah. Look at how you're spending your monthly expenses. I actually did that this month.
Yes.
I sat down and actually wrote all my expenses. Yeah. And I realized some of the things that I live with, I can actually do without. Yeah. I love eating out. My son loves eating out.
Yes.
We love movies.
Yes.
But I have internet in the house.
Yes.
I can actually watch the movies from the house. I can make the burgers that he likes from the house, and it's actually fun. So we are actually practicing frugal living.
Yes.
Yeah. And that one helps, a lot. The other thing that I actually did is I write down my expenses on a daily basis.
Wow.
I am able to track how I'm spending my money. Yeah. Within a week, within 2 weeks, I realize, oh my God, I have been buying airtime on a daily basis of 100 bob, and it lasts me just that one day. That's about 3,000 shillings per month. Yes. If you think about it. Mark you, I have internet in the house, as I said. I would have Wi-Fi everywhere I'm going.
Yes.
So what I did is I went to the Safaricom app and actually realized there are other options that I can buy. I can buy airtime for 1,000 shillings. I get 8 GB data.
Yes.
I get 400 minutes. Do I ever exhaust them? Yeah. So those are the little things, little adjustments that we actually need to do as a household and for everybody. Just practice frugal living. Look at your expenses and see what you can do without and be able to cut down.
And that's it, by the way, because the secret is actually in tracking your expenses.
Yes.
Because that's when you realize that, I'm spending 3K each month on airtime, yet I can be making WhatsApp calls.
Exactly.
I have internet in the home, right?
That's another thing. You can actually make WhatsApp calls. How many people do that?
That's when you'll realize I'm taking Ubers every other day to town.
Exactly.
And yet maybe there's a 3, like along my route.
And you'll probably pay maybe 60 shillings to town. So that's 120 to go and come back.
Earlier this week, I met a lady who is very well employed. She earns 420,000 monthly.
Wow.
And this lady, her monthly expenses, she's married, but her part in the home, her monthly expenses only total to 110,000.
Are you serious?
From 420.
Are you serious? And that is her income. So they have double income.
It's a double income household. And she told me, if you think I'm frugal, you need to meet my husband. I was
when we talk to her, because I would use her lessons.
So blown away. And so this lady is actually following the FIRE movement.
Okay.
So she's very keen on, just saving ahead, retiring early. But it really blew me that, because most people, when you encounter fellow Kenyans, you'll find, you're earning 420 and maybe your lifestyle, your monthly expenses are 450.
Yeah, for sure.
Like way above your, your income.
Yeah.
So I think this is a time to actually sit down. I agree, and see where can I cut down costs. What is unnecessary. I mean, that bag at the party, the lettuce, it would probably cost you about 90 bob.
Actually, it can.
Yes. While if you go to, to Java or to your favorite place for burgers, maybe it will be costing you 900 plus.
Yeah, it is.
Yes. So something else I feel that maybe we can do, to adjust to the new, cost of living. One is set up an emergency fund.
Oh, that is important.
Guys, I know you've probably had this over and over again, but this is actually the time to ensure that your emergency fund is fully funded.
I agree.
Aspire to have a 6 months emergency fund.
Yes.
If you can, take it even to 12 months. Have a whole year, of that rainy day fund. And please remember, if we are feeling this heat in our own households, we also expect that the employers out there, the businesses out there, they are feeling the same. And when we go through this, these periods of very high inflation, that could easily even take the country or the world over into a recession. One of the characteristics of such periods is
job losses.
Exactly.
Job losses.
So you want to ensure that in the event that you are declared redundant, number one, please, you guys know I'm an insurance person. This is the time for us to also ensure you have retrenchment insurance if you are employed. Yes. This is the time to walk into your bank and ensure you have retrenchment insurance so that you can have, that 12 months, you have a buffer. Yes. A 12 months buffer, but ensure that this retrenchment insurance also runs along with you having a fully funded emergency fund. So if you've not yet started, this is the time possibly to now open up that money market fund account. You can start even with 3 months. Yeah. Aspire to have a 3-month fund, fully funded, then go for 6 months and eventually push it to 12 months.
And how you actually calculate the emergency fund, Mama Bima, is I look at my expenses. Remember, I did a budget, yeah?
Yes.
You look at your expenses and see the fixed expenses that you have, and your other non-fixed expenses. Your fixed expenses are something like rent, your mortgage, your school fees for kids, and all that.
I have one to add to these fixed expenses. Your insurance premiums, guys. That is the one thing I never remember.
There you go.
Yes.
Then you look at also your non-fixed expenses. This is something like groceries, gas, transport, because it changes,
Yes.
Personal care, things for beauty and all that, shoes that we buy, we are girls, we have to account for that. And then if you put them down on a paper, on a piece of paper, these are actually the things that I live by on a month-to-month basis. I cannot do without them. So what you do with that is you multiply it by 3 months.
Yes.
Or multiply it by 6 months, or multiply it by a year. Yes. So you remember you've calculated it per month, then you multiply it by 3 months to see how much you would need. What this does to you is, if my job is cut right now, if I don't have a job, I do not have to go back to Ushago. I can always go back to my emergency fund and withdraw that money, and it caters for my monthly expenses until such a time when I will go back to employment. Yes.
Also, in this season where our wallets are becoming more and more malnourished, this is a good time to look for ways to add income, like your income. I mean, let's say you are employed as an investment banker and you're an authority in the equity space, like you really understand, the trading of stocks,
Yes.
I mean, think about it. You could consult on that on the side, This could be after working hours, over the weekends, I mean, this is a time where also Kenyans are out looking for people with such expertise.
Yes.
And so it's for you to see, how can I monetize my skill set? You could start an Instagram page, a YouTube page,
Exactly.
and actually monetize that content that you create in your area of specialty. But what I'd say is, this is not a time to just sit back. We anticipate that there will be, job cuts if things continue as they are. So having that extra side hustle that is paying you, if you were to lose your job, it may not actually cover everything that you were earning before, but it is better than actually having nothing.
It's true.
So you can imagine having a side hustle, a fully funded emergency fund, that, and what retrenchment insurance.
Yes.
I mean, isn't that enough buffer, to even help you possibly through that period of looking for another job?
For sure.
Yes.
Let me tell you something about that, by the way.
Yes.
I started out a business
Yes.
During COVID from a side hustle.
Yes.
Actually from an idea. People used to come. I used to go for nyama.
Yes.
In the slaughterhouses.
Yes.
Then people come to my house and get meat from my house at no cost. Yeah, because I mean it's meat.
Yes.
We just give them, yeah?
Yes.
I was like, by the way, what if I actually started this business?
Yes.
This as a business. So I get nyama from the same slaughterhouses, I pack it nicely and deliver to people's houses.
Wow.
To say that it's still operating.
Yes. To date?
Yes.
Wow.
To date. So yes, you can actually look for other ways to make more money for yourself.
Yes.
And you're not limited. Look at if it's actually, even if it's a hobby that you have, if you like maybe singing or you play the piano, can you offer lessons to people? Yeah, you're not limited. It's what you enjoy doing. Do it now to try and monetize it so that it gets you something else on top. Yeah.
And that reminds me also in that COVID period, also just looking for ways, to increase my income. Because our industry was really, at that time we were really affected. I was doing a side hustle, where I was more of an assistant of a Kenyan gentleman in the Netherlands. And literally he would send me for meetings. I'd go take minutes for him. And I used to bag like 130K.
Oh, wow.
From that gig.
Oh, wow.
And literally, I was a PA. So I'd attend even like high level kind of meetings. I'd do good reports for him.
Okay.
And I was earning from that.
Okay.
So I think it's at this point and seeing where things are going, seeing how expensive life is getting. And realizing that, especially if you are a parent, kids must continue being in school.
Oh, yes, they have to.
Right? At this rate, when you hear that there's the VAT on petroleum products is about to double, you even expect the transport costs
for school. I mean, I was surprised, by the way. Some schools, I'm paying school fees, yes, but the transport cost is as much as the tuition fee. I was so surprised.
You should see in my area, like, why we opted to be dropping Daniela, like her school is just next to home. But I tell you, if she were to take the van to her school, I think we'd be paying like 25K or something.
Oh, wow.
And it's literally
next to. Let me give you another scenario. A friend of mine was telling me, they have a car. So they leave for work at around 7:30, between 7 and 8. That's when most kids of his neighborhood, his apartment, leave to go to school. So one day he met the mom outside complaining the way the bus took so long to come, and the kid was getting rained on and all that. So she wishes there was a way of, just easing that whole transportation issue for the school. So what the guy did is he asked the mama, how much do you pay to school? And she said 6K per month. And he's like, can I be dropping, your kid.
Yes.
And then you'll be paying me that 6K, and I'll be picking her as well.
Yes.
On my way, because the school is on the way to his work and from work.
Yes.
And she was like, yeah, okay. So that was one kid.
Yes.
Now he has 8 kids.
Wow.
They can't even fit in his car. So what he's done is he's actually have to get a loan to buy a van.
Wow.
And that is how businesses start. So it's what you enjoy doing, and that's how you actually increase. And he's not quit his work.
Yes.
He's increased his income.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's what you enjoy doing. How can you do it better, and how can it earn you money?
Yes.
Yes. Like you are a PA. Can you teach people how to be PAs and virtual assistants?
Wow.
Good question.
Yes. So I can tell you this one. My current role is full time.
Oh, okay.
So I think I'm even squeezing. I'm trying to see if my day can be longer than 24 hours.
Unfortunately,
but I get you. You know, I get you, and that's why even for me as a business person right now, running an insurance agency, you know, being like the head of business development at the agency, I'm still very keen on ensuring that, you know, we also have a social media presence. You know, so we are venturing out there and also looking at what are these other ways that we can ensure we can monetize and bring more money onto the table.
Onto the table.
Yes, yes.
Nice one. All right. The other thing is, my God, debt.
Yes.
Yeah. Try as much as possible. I mean, we are in this, as we said, this thing is not going away. It's here to stay. So try as much as possible as a person to see if you have debt, can I be able to pay it off? What debt does, it cripples you. Yeah. The Bible says the borrower is always a servant to the lender.
Yes.
So you're always crippled if you have debt and someone calls you and it actually traumatizes you.
Yes.
So the thing to do is see how you can pay off those debts. Whether it's from the one that has the highest interest rate or whether it's the smallest debt, see how you can pay them off. And if it's the mobile loans, once you pay them off, and kwanza, if you have decided that you're not going to pay them off for a period and you have defaulted, the moment you pay them off, they'll never give you another loan. They're better for you. Yeah? They're better for you. Please don't complain.
Yes.
They're better for you.
Because it's slavery.
It is. And we keep going in that cycle. You will get money today. You pay off Paul, you pay off Peter, you pay off Jennifer.
Yes.
Then you borrow again from different people to pay off. Like it's a cycle. It's a cycle. It cripples you. Even your own mentality, you don't know what to do.
Yes.
So from either the additional income that you have, you pay off that you will get, pay off the debt, or from the same money that you have, see how you can be able to have such a frugal lifestyle that you're getting yourself out of debt. And once you get out of debt, if it is not necessary, do not take new debts. Yes.
This is not the time to start making huge purchases in the household by taking up loans.
No, it's not. It's not. And if it's something that is really necessary for you to purchase, I mean, if I have a TV and it's been operational, then all of a sudden I feel I need to change my TV from 32 inch to 44 inch. I mean,
this is not the time,
guys.
It is
not the time.
This is not the time, guys. So there you have it. I'm glad we had this conversation because I know a lot of Kenyans are really stressed by what's going on. And every time you switch on the TV, everyone is talking about the provisions, you know, all these contentious issues in the Finance Bill 2023. So whether, you know, the bill goes through or whether it's stopped at the courts, the one thing that we need to be cognizant about is that cost of living is skyrocketing. And it's likely that this will keep happening. So we need to start working on our daily habits, you know, on the things that are in our control to ensure that we weather this storm. So that's it from me, Mama Bima.
And myself, RoseEllah.
Thank you for tuning into the Unfiltered Conversations on Finance. Until next time.
Bye.